Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and walk you through how I set up the Fire Sticks that I give the customers preloaded. Right now I've gone through and done the initial setup where I logged into the Fire Stick, and then I went into settings and made sure that there were no more updates. I downloaded the updates and now it brought me here. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go over into settings and then applications and click on App Store. I'm going to turn off the in-app purchases and I'm going to turn on hide cloud apps to try and keep things a little neater. Then I'm going to go into Amazon Photos, turn that off, and then disable Amazon Photos. So it should be off and then disabled. Then I'm going to go back and go into Game Circle. I'm going to turn Whisper Sync for games off. And that is all we're going to do in here. I'm going to go into preferences and privacy settings. I'm going to turn all of these off. Alright, and then I'm going to go down into featured content and I'm going to turn off both of the autoplays. Make sure that the zip code is there. And lastly, I'm going to go into my Fire TV, developer options, and turn ADB debugging and apps from unknown sources on. So both of these should be on. And this is also where you go to find the see if there's an update. So I have another update that I can install, but I'm going to go ahead and do that after I walk you through the tutorial. But you would want to normally make sure that all the updates are installed first. Alright, so now that I've gone ahead and changed my developer options, I'm going to hit the top button on the remote, the microphone button, and I'm going to ask to download Downloader. Downloader. I'm going to download that. And since I provided to them, I also download Hulu, HBO Now, WWE, and UFC Fight Pass. But since you may not be offering that to them, I'm not going to go ahead and download those now. Just Downloader, and then I'm going to open. The address I want to go to is get, that's G-E-T, dot file linked .com. So again, it's get.filelinked.com, and then we're going to hit go, and it should start downloading the file here for us. And once that's done, I'm going to go ahead and hit install. And if you're doing a 4K Fire Stick, the install window looks a little different, but the process is pretty much the same. You'd want to install a different mouse toggle. Alright, now that file link is installed, I'm going to go ahead and open it. And I'm going to enter the code for Chris's Fire TV Solutions, which is 757 845 71. Again, that's 757 845 71. And then you hit next. Alright, so once you hit continue, it's going to load up the Chris's Fire TV Solutions store. You're going to wait a moment because something's going to pop up. It's an advertisement. You just go ahead and click dismiss. Alright, and if you are setting them up with a live TV service, you want to download Fire TV Solutions Volume 1 if it's a regular Fire Stick. If it's a 4K Fire Stick, you're going to download Volume 1 and Volume 2. You can't run Volume 2 on the regular Fire Stick. It'll freeze up if you try and open up more than one window. But this is a regular Fire Stick, so I'm going to download Volume 1. And during this installation, I'm not going to open any of the applications other than Mouse Toggle and a couple other important ones. Most of the applications I'm going to install after, or set up after I install everything. Alright, so that finished downloading. I'm going to go ahead and click on the play symbol and install. Okay, that went ahead and installed, so then I hit done. And then you scroll down to the install first section. And you want to install Mouse Toggle. Again, if it's a 2nd gen Fire Stick, you install the first one. 4K Fire Stick, you install the second one. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and install. And this is one of the few applications we are going to open first. Mainly in this install first section here. So I'm going to open that. Normally I wait for the ADB debugging notification, which pops up. I click on always allow from this computer and then OK. And then as soon as I do that, I turn off both of these toggles. And I wait for the top one to turn dark like it just did, and then I can turn them both back on. And then I wait for the status to go from starting to started. If you're installing a 4K Fire Stick, it stays on starting, so you want to wait like probably 10 or 15 seconds and then double tap the play button. This one just changed to started, so I'm going to double tap the play button, and as we can see, Mouse Toggle is working. I tap the play button once and I can get rid of it, so now I can back out and install the next app, which is Set Orientation. And while that's downloading, I can also download DNS Changer Lily and File Commander. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is install Set Orientation, and then once that's installed, we're also going to open it. And we're going to set this to landscape. The reason that we're installing this app is so that some apps that are meant to only be on a cell phone can look proper on a TV. Alright, then DNS Changer Lily is what stops all of the pop-ups and advertisements in all of these apps, which is what separates us from any other random person setting up these applications, is I have a custom DNS changer, which makes all of the official all the official apps ad-free, allowing them to update and stay current, where most of the modified ones that are ad-free do not allow you to update, so you'd always have to update the new mod, which is a pain in the butt for customers. But because of this, they can keep updating their apps. And then I'm going to install File Commander. Once File Commander is installed, we can go ahead and install our video players, which is going to be MX Player Pro and VLC Media Player. File Commander always takes a little longer than most apps to install. My spliff keeps going out, so I keep talking it out. Alright, so this went ahead and installed. We're going to hit done and install those video players in the next section. Again, that's MX Player Pro, which has this custom codec already installed, and a VLC player. I always have, or try to have, the most up-to-date apps, so you can always check back here if there are any updates. So let's go ahead and install MX Player. This is the last one that we're going to open up first during the installation. The 4K Fire Stick installs a lot faster too, so the installations take a lot less time. Alright, and once I open up MX Player, I'm going to go ahead and go into Settings, Decoder, and I'm going to check the top two boxes. Alright, then I'm going to install VLC Player, which should be done as well. You're going to notice there's a lot more apps in my store that I don't install. I do that because I want to give people choices, and I get a lot of my customers online from the store. But if you ever want to try any of these apps out, go ahead and install them. I am just showing you what I install on my Fire 6 for myself and my customers, what I found to be the best. Alright, so VLC is done. Now we can go ahead and install the official apps. I have an official app section and a modded app section. Because we have that DNS changer which blocks the ads, we can install the official apps which automatically update. So it lets you guys know when there's updates. And we're going to install TV Zion, Cinema, and Cyberflix. Excuse me. Alright, so TV Zion is done, so I'm going to go ahead and install TV Zion. And when that's done installing, I'm just going to hit done. And we're going to do the same thing for Cinema and Cyberflix. These are the ones that you want to recommend they get Real Debrid for. It's not necessary, but it helps it work a lot better. Sometimes I'll even go ahead and buy a month for the customer if I think they're going to be bringing me a lot of business. Or they get a couple Fire 6 off me. It's only $4 for the month. This is super tedious. That's why it's almost impossible for you to do this for people without charging them, because it takes up so much of your time. But if you can bang them out in half an hour for someone, charging them $20 is definitely worth half an hour of your time. Alright, now that Cyberflix is done installing, we're going to go down through a couple of sections here. And I install Fire Anime for people. It lets them watch Dragon Ball Z and a bunch of other anime TV shows. I installed the Fire Anime Official with ads, seeing as how our DNS changer blocks the advertisements. Always go with the official app. Alright, then under Fire TV Miscellaneous, I'm going to install Spotify Music for Android TV. And that is going to be a premium mod of Spotify, allowing you to listen to any song you want, any album, without any advertisements, any commercials, and you get unlimited skips. All you have to do is log in with a free Spotify account. Alright, then I'm going to download Smart YouTube, which lets them watch YouTube or any trailers without, again, any advertisements or commercials. So it's pretty fucking awesome. And this one we are actually going to open once it's done installing. Excuse me. Alright, we're going to go ahead and go to open. I'm going to select Pro Main as the launcher. Here, maybe you can see that better. Select Pro Main as the launcher here. Then it's going to go ahead and bring us in. Gotta wait for it to load the first time. It takes a little bit. Okay. And we're going to use YouTube signed out unless the person's there and they want to sign in. But since I set these up for people, I just click on use YouTube signed out. And then I back out of it, because we want to open that up at a later time. And then I'm going to install Happy Chick TV Retro Games, which lets them play all the Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, N64 games right on their Fire Stick. If they use a 4K Fire Stick, the N64 and the Dreamcast games play a lot better. Keep that in mind. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and install Happy Chick TV. And then we're going to go ahead and hit done. We're going to go ahead and download SDMade Pro and install that. That's going to make sure that their devices stay clean. I recommend people use it every 2 to 3 weeks, maybe every month. And that makes sure that their Fire Sticks stay working like the day that they set them up or day that they bought them. And the only thing we have to download is Kodi. Even though I don't use it, these Fire Sticks are not for me, so I set them up for other individuals. So I like to give everyone the option to use Kodi if they want. I go ahead and recommend doing 18.2 ARM and not ARM64, because Fire Sticks use the ARM version. So I'm going to install that. And then we're going to open it up and install the Durex build. Not the Durex build. It's called the Xanax build now. And yeah, so we'll install Kodi, set it up with the Xanax build, and we'll go from there. Excuse me. Alright, and this one we are going to open. Okay. Alright, so once you have Kodi open, you're going to want to go to the settings icon at the top there, and then go down to System, and go all the way down to where it says Standard, and you're going to change that to Expert, and then you're going to go up to Add-ons, over to Unknown Sources, and we're going to turn that on. Click Yes on the notification. Alright, now we are going to go ahead and go up to the File Manager, and then where it says Add Source, we're going to click on that, click on None, and we're going to type in the following. It is going to be HTTP and then we're going to do // and it is going to be Xanax repo.com. So xanaxrepo.com /repo. Let me switch hands here. All right, let's see, .com. /repo. 1/ again, and then we're going to hit OK. And we're just going to leave the name as repo and hit OK. And we're going to go back, go over to add-ons, go down to install from zip file. We're going to go to repo, which we just created, and we're going to click on Xanax repo.zip. That's going to go ahead and install the Xanax repository. It says add-on is installed, so now we're going to install from repository. Click on Xanax repository. We're going to go to program add-ons and Xanax wizard, and then where it says install there on the bottom, we're going to click on that, and that's going to go ahead and install the Xanax wizard, which will let us install our Xanax build. Alright, so now this will pop up. We're going to hit continue. Click on build menu. And I don't know why, I always go to host number 2. You can click on any of them, but host number 2 is the one that I always go to for some odd reason. And then we always want to select fresh install instead of standard install. We're going to continue after it lets us know that this is going to restore it to factory or whatever. And it's going to download, and then once it's done downloading, it's going to go ahead and install itself. Then it's going to come up with a screen asking you if you want to reload the profile or force close. We're going to go ahead and click on force close, and then we're going to go ahead and open the and then we're going to go ahead and open Kodi again. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video to save us on a little time here, and when I come back, everything will be done downloading and installing, and all I'll have to do is click on force close and reopen up Kodi. Alright, so everything finished, and now it's asking me to either reload profile or force close. So let's see. So we would go ahead and force close, and I'm going to hit the home button on my remote. And I'm going to go back to Kodi, and we're going to open it up. Alright, and the first time we open up Kodi, we're going to give it about a minute or two to let everything update and run. And then once that all happens, we're going to go ahead and go to the little power symbol at the bottom of the screen, and we will organize all of our apps so we can start setting them up for our customers. Alright, so doesn't look like anything else is updating right now. That's good, so I'm just going to go ahead and hit the power button. Oh, so they're still updating, my bad. But once they're done there, it'll give me the option to force close the app. Takes a while for all these to update, but your customer will appreciate you doing the updates instead of them having to sit here and do this all. Right now we're smoking that Zookies. It is animal cookies mixed with original glue. It's delicious. I'm gonna hit no. And for the sake of this video, I'm just gonna skip ahead and hit the home button, but normally you'd want to wait till all those things stop popping up on the bottom there. Alright, so I'm gonna go down to see all. So, or you can hold the home button down and then click on apps, and it'll bring you to all the applications. Alright, so I'm going to take Chris's Fire TV Solutions and we're going to move to front. And then next I'm going to put TV Zion. Alright, and then Cinema. Cyberflix. Alright, and then I put Kodi. Fire Anime. The Happy Chick Gaming app. Smart YouTube. Spotify Premium. And then the SD-Made app. Okay, then I put the File Commander application. And then after that, I put the DNS application. Then that is mouse toggle, set orientation, an MX Player, VLC, and last is always going to be File Commander. And I always tell my customers never to delete or remove anything in front of File Commander. And then I uninstall by hitting the button with the 3 lines, the downloader app. And it should look just like this. So you should have Chris's Fire TV Solutions, followed by all these apps. Alright, so Chris Fire TV Solutions, you're going to need a login for that. So once I give you the login, you just go into that, enter the username and password, and it should log right in for you. You want to then go to Live TV, let that update, and then click on the button on the top right hand corner with the 3 dots and refresh TV Guide. And that way it will go ahead and have the most up-to-date TV Guide information as well. So we're going to go ahead and open up TV Zion. Alright, normally I recommend they get Real to Brid and Zion Club, but it also works for free, so I'm going to show you how to set it up for free for people. So we're going to go into Settings, and then we are going to go to App and Data Management. We're going to click on Hide Caught Up Content. Next, we're going to go to Visuals, and we're going to Show Keywords. The next thing we're going to check is Enable Hide Sidebar Button. And then we're going to check the bottom 3 buttons that are not checked as well. So everything, all 4 of those at the bottom should be checked. Then we go back, go to Content. We're going to leave TV Zion and Track, but we're going to uncheck the rest. Okay. Then we can go to Link Resolving. We're going to make sure that the first 4 toggle switches are unchecked. So we're going to go ahead and turn that one off. That one is already off. 3rd one is off, and the 4th one is off. And then we can turn on Continue Link Search after link selection. And I apologize, I got a clip in my mouth. Alright, and then we're going to change the number of link resolver threads from 10 to 20. And change the refresh links every so amount of seconds from 5 to 2. Alright. Lastly, we're going to go into Playback and change TV Zion Player to MX Player. And the only other thing we need to do is change the TV Zion drop down to Tracked. Pick any TV show or movie, and make sure that Smart YouTube Player is selected for the trailers. And then we're going to select always. Right here, when it starts loading up Smart YouTube, we're going to hit the back button. And we're going to go to tweaks. And we're going to check for stable updates, because it literally updates every day and is super annoying to customers. And then we're going to click back on Pro Main. And because we don't want to actually watch the trailer, we can hit the home button. And now we're going to open up Cinema. And we're only going to do two things here. First one is, well, we're going to accept everything and do all the stuff that we need to do when we first open the app. Alright, so we're going to go into settings and change default player from Cinema to MX player, and then hit back. And then we're going to change TV shows to movies. It doesn't matter which movie, we're just going to click on the first one. And we're going to make sure that the trailers are set to play with Smart YouTube. Alright, and so that's going to, now that's set to Smart YouTube. So I can hit the home button and open up Cyberflix. First thing I'm going to do is click on MX Player there. And then we're going to accept the disclaimer. And I'm going to go into settings, same way we went into in Cinema. I'm going to scroll down a little bit here. And I'm going to uncheck Auto Resolve HD Links Only. And then where it says Sources List Refresh Time Interval in Seconds, I'm going to click on that. And this is where we're going to use mouse toggle. I'm going to double click on the play button, and the mouse toggle popped up there on the screen. I'm going to put it right about there, and I'm going to start double tapping on the OK button and move this to 2. And then I click the play button once, and that'll let me start using my arrows again, and click on OK. I'm going to uncheck Enable New Episode Notification and uncheck Enable New Movie Release Notification. Scroll down a little bit, and during User Interface I'm going to choose Default Navigation and change that from TV shows to movies. Choose Default TV Shows category is going to stay on Trending, and then choose Default Movies category is going to go to Most Popular. Then we're going to scroll down to Hide reCAPTCHA Verification Message, and we're going to turn that on. This is where we would log into Real Debrid if they got Real Debrid. And last thing we want to do is uncheck Traditional Chinese, Simplified Chinese, and English from the subtitles language. Now we're going to hit back. We can open up anything that's here. Since it's a TV show, we're going to click on Season. Pick any season. Ooh. We're just going to click OK on that. The top right hand corner play button is what starts loading the links in Cyberflix. This we want to make sure to get rid of for the customer correctly. So we're going to make sure to click on Don't Ask Again and No. And then we're going to get rid of these two. And that's all we need to do there. So we can hit back, back, back. Oh, let's click on it again. And we're going to play trailer to make sure it's set to Smart YouTube. And this one actually automatically switched for us here. So now I can just hit the home button. Alright, and Kody's already good. Fire Anime doesn't require any setup. Neither does Happy Chick or Smart YouTube. Spotify the customer would set up. And that's it. So last thing I'm going to do is click on SD Made. And we're going to scan. I normally just cancel databases because that takes a long time to scan and doesn't really help much. I did that by highlighting it and then hitting a right button so that it only highlighted the X, and I clicked on that and it's canceled databases. The first time you do this it takes a while, but after that it doesn't take long for the customer at all. Okay, so that's done. So we're going to run now, and that's going to clear 462 megabytes of BS. Alright, and now I can hit the back button twice to get out of here, or the home button. And the last thing I do is I clean up the recents by clicking on the button with the 3 lines and removing everything from recents. Alright, there you go. And that's everything. We can go ahead and restart, and then you can unplug everything and put it back in the box for the customer. Good stuff.